Welcome to van life in Japan.
Welcome back, you guys. My name's Ali, and today we're back in Japan finishing off an epic van trip. In this video, we're gonna be waking up to Mount Fuji views, experiencing unique onsens, answering all your questions, and more. So stay tuned and let's get into it. This video is brought to you by Mint Mobile.
Good morning and welcome to part 2 of van life in Japan. If you didn't watch our last video, whoa! I can see Mount Fuji! That little thing right there. So yesterday we traveled from Lake Motosu, or Motosu Lake, and then we came all the way to Hakone, and yesterday was an amazing day. It is a bit colder today, which makes it perfect to go to the onsen. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I'm so ready. It's gonna be lots of fun. We're starting nice and subtle for me though, because it's a private one. Don't have to have a bunch of wieners around me.
So before we head out to our private onsen experience, we do have a couple stops along the way to make first. And first one is...
the bakery.
Yeah. So over the course of the time that we've been here so far, Tristan has been the main one driving. For me, primarily because I don't like backing into parking spots, and it seems like that is the only way people do things here. Everyone backs into parking spots.
I mean, it's that and you're a passenger princess, so I just gotta drive for you.
He's not wrong. We came yesterday and the selection was sad. The best one is the salted butter roll. It is incredible. First stop of the day is Bakery and Table. This is my favorite bakery in all of Hakone, but also probably my favorite bakery in Japan. Incredible. So basically at the bakery here, you buy the baked goods downstairs and then you come upstairs to heat them, and then you can just enjoy this nice view, which is lovely.
It's like a warm hug. I love it.
If you come here, you have to try the salt butter roll. I feel like it's just like very flaky on the outside, but the inside just like melts in your mouth. There's so much buttery goodness. Appa, we missed you. Admittedly, Hakone has become significantly more touristy than in past years. I've been to Hakone millions of times, but honestly, there's just so much to do. So usually at this time, after I get my baked goods, I would hop on the pirate ship, cross Lake Ashi, and then take a ropeway up to the top of the mountain. But because we have this bad boy, we are gonna be driving.
It's Appa. We've named the van Appa. We've also been watching Avatar, so it seemed fitting.
Next stop of the day is Owakudani. But first, I do need to tell you guys that for $15 a month for the first 3 months, you can get access to Mint Mobile's unlimited plan. Yes, you heard that right, $15 a month. I was literally mind blown when I heard that. At first, I did not understand how it could be so affordable, but because they don't have salespeople, because they don't have stores, they're able to save so much more. And I know what you're thinking, yeah, but it's such a pain to switch carriers and everything, but guys, it's really not. It's really not. In just a matter of minutes, I was able to get everything all sorted, activate my eSIM plan, and keep my phone number all in the process. Honestly, it was so simple. With Mint, they offer premium coverage on the T-Mobile network, but something that sets them apart is that they have so many plan varieties to choose from, so it just allows you to really personalize your experience. Fun fact, the average American only uses 7 to 8 gigabytes per month. You know what that means? Yes, it often means that people are forced to overpay because of the limited options when it comes to plans. But with Mint, you're able to choose what's best for you. Plus an unconditional money-back guarantee, so really, there's nothing to lose. Recently, I've been trying Mint Mobile out for myself and have been loving it. So if you're interested in trying it out and supporting me in this channel, make sure to click on the link below. New customers can get the unlimited plan for $15 a month for the first 3 months. So make sure to check it out, and thank you Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. What did you say?
It smells like God's toots here.
We're getting some eggs. The eggs have been secured. Okay, so on top of Owakudani, we can get some black eggs. The reason that they're black is because Owakudani has active sulfur vents, which is why these eggs are black. The eggs are basically boiled in sulfur water. Having one of these eggs is said to extend your life. We're gonna do that.
I think it's just 1 egg adds years to your life, but we got 4. More years with back pain, yay! Oh my gosh, there they are. They're black. Oh, just kidding.
You got me.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's going for the crack.
How did you do that?
I'm a master.
My egg is going so wrong. Here's to 7 extra years of life.
Yay, cheers, baby.
Cheers. Tastes like a hard-boiled egg.
We're now leaving Owakudani Mountain, and our trip here was just excellent. Okay, we are now at Yunessun Hot Spring Resort. I feel it starting to drizzle. Oh my gosh, this is perfect timing. Whee. I think it's in here. So although I've been to Hakone so many times in the past, this is actually my first time coming here. So I am super excited. So there are 2 parts of this resort. There's the Yunessun, which is kind of like more of like a theme park with some fun different onsens that aren't really traditional. And then there's what they call the naked section. So the onsen experience in Japan is traditionally done completely nude, but for this resort type, we do have to change it into bathing suits. Found Tristan! Hi. So we're using this pool as a source of comparison. It's kind of just like a massive hot tub. Hot tub is a strong word. I think there's some more interesting ones here that I'd be keen to try.
Coffee bath, wine bath, green tea bath, sake bath.
First location that we're finding is the wine bath. It smells like college water.
Oompa Loompa, your whole body is pink.
As great as this has been, we're gonna go to the next one. Okay, next on the list, we're looking for the coffee one.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I feel like this is another one of those things that this can't be real coffee because my bathing suit would be completely dyed. I mean, it's like a theme park. Like this whole area is a theme park. So I guess the cleanliness of a theme park is pretty on par with what we're experiencing here. Yeah, it's kind of slimy in this one. I liked the wine one better so far. Here we have a giant barrel of sake. The pros of the last 2 tubs onsen is that they both kind of smelt like what it was supposed to be, and this one just kind of feels like a hot tub. But not mad about it because it's pretty clean.
Oh, jeez. This is my winter body.
So right next door to the sake bath is the green tea bath.
First impressions, go.
It's lovely. It's got a little aroma to it. It's got some color to it.
Does it smell like matcha?
I wouldn't say it smells like matcha, but pleasant.
We'll give it a try.
Yeah, definitely cooler than the other ones.
It smells like mochi.
Grass?
You're a dirty liar.
No.
Really?
Yeah, no, it does smell a little like...
I love the smell of fresh cut grass.
It kind of smells like that. Fresh cut grass. I mean, they get extra points for the water being a different color, but it's blue, not green, so that is questionable. We're going to the flowing pool next. I think anytime I've seen people post about this, I don't realize it's like an actual resort. So there's like a kids pool, play park, there's like a lot of stuff going on here. He is beauty. He is grace. Okay, next there is an outdoor section. Oh my god, it is so cold out here. I'm gonna turn into a popsicle. Woo! Yeah. Oh shit. This was labeled as outdoor onsen with a scenic view. So let's give it a go. It is really cold out here. It's actually quite refreshing, like nice and hot. I think this is the hottest one we've been in actually. I like it. This is the scenic view. The parking lot. You can see Appa from here. Hi Appa. One of our last places to visit is the cave. There's real fish in this one. Nemo, are you safe?
Clownfish are my favorite.
Is that why you like me?
Is you're a clown?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Mine was pleasant. I love mine. I was just like going down nice and smooth. I look over, I see Allie just like...
Tristan's gonna try it because I don't think he believes that I didn't like push off and do crazy things. So let's see him.
My ass, it was clenching this side.
So now that we have left the amusement park onsen, we have transitioned to a more traditional style onsen. It is a private one, so we're not with everybody. A traditional public onsen situation is usually men and women separated. Everyone's completely naked. Because we wanted to be together, we got a private one. Cannot take too many videos though. I'm not supposed to be taking videos. Here it is, all its glory. Sink, table with a snack, and the onsen outside. So if you're looking for a more fun experience that's a bit more like a water park, I would recommend the onsen that we went to earlier. And if you're looking for a more traditional style onsen, I would recommend something more similar to what we just did, a magical experience. If you've never done an onsen in like a public way, it can definitely be a little bit intimidating because you're like naked with a bunch of strangers typically. And most people who didn't like get raised up in that situation, it's a little uncomfortable. But now it's time for more stressful matters. Putting gas in the van.
So you want to click English, touch the screen. You're gonna do cash.
Hey.
First time. So from here, boop, take my money. Starting to pump.
Yay! Okay, so this is our second night in Hakone. We got our snacks and we're back at the same spot that we were yesterday, except tomorrow the weather is supposed to be really good. So excited to see what that is like, hopefully in the morning.
We're hopeful.
We're hopeful. But for now, we're just gonna get set up for bed. We do have a really small mini camper, so we have to kind of rearrange everything in the evening as we go to bed, so. It's cold. We love camper van life. So once we put our suitcases up front, now we kind of rearrange all of our pillows and stuff. We have been sticking with sleeping in this part. So we kind of hone in for the night and watch a little Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm so cold. So now that I have a bit more space here, this now becomes our changing studio. So I'll change really quick, be right back. Ta-da! So it's currently now around 8 p.m. and pretty much everything in this town closes at 5. So we are definitely tucking in for the night. We have our snacks, so I'm just gonna put everything together and we'll have our little setup. Yeah.
Yeah. This is delicious, by the way.
It's all the fun of a pancake, except without the mess because the maple syrup and the butter are on the inside, which is incredible. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Good morning from Hakone. Ohayo gozaimasu. It's kind of crazy to say it, but this is our 6th day doing van life in Japan, and it has just been crazy. Like, what a wild experience. I've never done anything like this. This is actually going to be our last day kind of waking up with the Mount Fuji view, because tonight we're actually gonna be slowly making our way back to Tokyo, so. Also tonight, I'm gonna be answering your questions about van life in Japan, so stay tuned for that. But before then, I need to show you guys this amazing view because this is what we tried to get yesterday, and then there was, no visibility. But today, weather's great. There she is. You can see the little, her top right there. I feel like we were so spoiled in the beginning of this trip because we got to see Fuji every single day. So it's really nice to be back here in the same spot so we can actually see Fuji today because we didn't get to do that yesterday. And one of the big reasons that I wanted to do this trip to begin with was to have like good access to Mount Fuji. Like the hotels and accommodations that are all around Mount Fuji are really expensive, and then you're also banking that the weather's going to be good that day, which is really tough, and it can be really frustrating if you've paid all that money and then you don't get to see it at all.
but with a camper van, it's not as bad. It's also not as expensive, so it just ends up being a better situation all the way around, which I have found to be incredibly convenient. And we can just decide like if we want to stay there again that night or if we want to go somewhere else. I'll put the locations below also in case anyone does want to do camper van life around Japan, like what I did. Also, to be transparent, we did not pick like the best spot in terms of Mount Fuji viewing. We tried to find a spot that had some Mount Fuji viewing, but also like public restrooms that were nearby. So there's actually a couple spots that are better in terms of Mount Fuji visibility that I would also recommend. Here we go.
Going in.
Okay, we've made it to the Hakone Open Air Museum. This is just the most incredible day to be here right now. We were thinking of going yesterday, but since it was a little gloomy, we waited until today, and it has made a huge difference. Hello.
Hello.
This place is so fun. I feel like it's just like a big playground
Literally is. It's
for,
super fun.
but like for adults as well, not just the kiddies. We're gonna go inside this. I'm not even sure what to call it. I mean, it's art, but the structure, labyrinth, maze. Woo! Down we go. Hi, come on. I think the coolest part about this museum as a whole is that when it was designed, it was meant to be very like interactive. And then it's also a blend of like art and nature. So it kind of like seamlessly flows into one another, which is, you know, why we're able to kind of like play, if you will. It's meant to kind of like invigorate that inner child. Can hear your paws. Tristan? You did?
Yeah. Well, I didn't like. I just came around a corner. Like, ah.
You know, this museum is pretty cool. I like it. This place is my favorite. Before we got to Japan, Tristan was the one that sent me a picture of the mosaic tower and was like, where is that? So that is a big part of the reason why we're here today. This tower is just like the most magnificent thing to experience. Lots of stairs, but still beautiful nonetheless.
How beautiful.
How is it?
It's lovely. What an amazing museum.
Is it meeting your expectations?
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%.
You like it?
I like it.
Okay, so now since we are headed back to return our camper, I'm gonna answer a couple questions that you guys have had about van life in Japan. Question 1, have I ever done van life before? This is completely out of my element. I have never done anything like this before. However, Tristan has done...
When I was a child. But I have done a little bit of van life. Nothing like this though. Nothing for a week. This is good fun. This is different.
He definitely has a background in the outdoorsy field. Okay, next one. How many people can you comfortably fit in this van?
At least 12. I don't know. I think 2 is like, it's a good number. Any more and it would be too much.
Yeah, it's definitely a tight squeeze even just to have the 2 of us here. So I think especially because we have our luggage as well and because we weren't really using the rooftop tent. This mini camper in particular is really small. Like they've converted like one of those tiny little Japanese cube style cars and made it into like a camper van. So the fact that that has even been accomplished is a miracle in itself, really, because when you look at the cars on the road here, all of them are just so itty bitty. But it's been super helpful also because we've been able to like squeeze into a lot of small spaces that if you have like a huge RV, the roads here are just not built for that. So next one, is it less common to do van life in Japan? We saw quite a bit of campers during our trip, but I think it also depends on where you are in Japan. Like in some of the rural spots, I think it's way more common. We were not the only people doing van lifestyle in a lot of the places that we went, but in places like Tokyo, it just doesn't really make sense. So I would say in the city, haven't really seen anyone else doing it. He's shaking his head. But when we were around Mount Fuji, I felt like every spot we went to, there was at least like 1 or 2 people who were also there. And there's also a lot of campgrounds around that area, so naturally we're gonna see more people. Next one, what happens if you need to go to the bathroom?
You dig a hole and you go in it.
We didn't do that though. Yeah. So we intentionally were choosing spots that had bathrooms nearby. Okay, next question. Oh. How easy is it to find a place to stop and sleep for the night? I think this one definitely depends on where you are. Oh, my gosh, I'm so tired. Yeah, so I mean, we're still trying to figure out if there's like official rules. It was kind of hard to find anything specific. When it comes to proper camping, starting a fire, doing all that kind of stuff, you have to do that on campgrounds. But when it comes to just sleeping in your car, you can kind of do that anywhere from what it seems. Like at home, if you are seen lingering in a park in your car, the cops are probably gonna come pull up at some point and kick you out or something. I don't know. I've never done van life in the US, but that is kind of the impression that I get. Like, we're not supposed to be here. But every place we went, we kind of had that mentality of like, oh, we're probably gonna get kicked out, and no one cared that we were there the entire time, which was great. We parked in a lot of parking lots of parks. Yeah, mainly just a lot of parking lots that had bathrooms nearby. Relatively touristy things. We found it to be pretty easy for the most part. The hardest time that we had was last night. We stayed kind of near where I used to live, and I didn't realize that it was like only paid parking. So for a while we were looking for a spot that was free to no avail. We eventually ended up paying, but it was only 600 yen for the night, and we just paid that fine and good to go. Okay, so the next one is, what is the best and the worst things about van life in Japan? Best things. For me, I just loved the flexibility of kind of being able to do whatever you want. To me, I find kind of like the most daunting part about like traveling with your stuff is, you know, booking different hotels and then having to traverse between those hotels, and kind of like that transportation process can be a little tedious sometimes. But it was really nice to just have all of our stuff with us the whole time. It just made everything super simple, especially when it came to like seeing Mount Fuji. Whoa, these roads are winding. Especially when it came to seeing Mount Fuji, like it just made it so much easier. We could just kind of go wherever we wanted. That was really nice to have that freedom. Worst part about van life, I am looking forward to having like a nice squishy bed in a bed that is meant to be a bed. One of the hardest parts was like being dirty, not being able to take a shower as often. Of course, like we could have prioritized it. It's not that they're not, like showers are not accessible completely. We just in our days didn't have time, or we didn't opt for it, and that's our fault. But it definitely felt like harder to stay fresh. Oh, the hardest part about van life in Japan is definitely the trash. It has been a struggle and a half to find trash cans to dispose of our stuff. Like the trash system in Japan as a whole is very complicated. Like it's highly separated into different recycling units. So it just makes it difficult. Like people here are typically responsible for their own trash. Like if you have trash throughout the day, then you bring it home yourself. So when you don't have like a home that has a garbage, it makes it a little more challenging, but it's fine. I can definitely say that this was an experience I will never forget. Van life has always been on my bucket list, and there's no other place I'd rather try it than in Japan. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. I so appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.